Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. So today from a science subject we are going to discuss about birds from chapter 3. Okay children? Okay children, today we will be learning about some other birds like climbing birds. So climbing birds. Birds such as woodpecker and parrot have two toes in the front and two toes at the back. See children, even climbing birds such as woodpecker and parrot. Woodpecker and parrot belongs to climbing bird category and they have got four toes totally, but they have got two toes in the front and two toes at the back. Now have you seen the difference? Like if you see perching bird, scratching bird and praying bird, so we learnt that three were in the front, three toes were in the front and one toe was at the back. But here for climbing bird, so what is there? Two toes are in the front and two toes are at the back. And what does this toes do? Their toes help them to climb trees and hold on to the branches. So climbing. So in the name itself, it is meant that these birds climb the trees. Okay. So how do these toes help them? They help them to climb the trees and hold on to the branches. Are you able to see here in the picture? The woodpecker sitting on the branch of a tree. Okay, this is woodpecker. And see how it is? The toes of this particular bird. So two are in the front and two are at the back. Okay children. So these also help the birds to balance themselves while climbing. So what happens when we try to climb any object? Okay, so we lose our balance. No, so if you want to climb a tree or any high, a wall or high area, so sometimes we lose our balance. But because of these toes, so these birds like woodpecker and parrot, so they can balance themselves without falling down while climbing. Okay children, so they can balance themselves while climbing. Okay, this is the advantage of their toes. Clear? Now we learn about swimming and aquatic birds. What are swimming and aquatic birds? Birds such as duck and swan have webbed feet. They have three toes in the front and are joined by skin called web. See here children in the picture. Are you able to see here how the feet it is? It is a webbed feet. Okay. Oh, these birds like duck and swan. So where do they live? They live in water. No, they live in water. Okay, like muddy water. So these birds, so when they live in water, so they also sometimes they swim in the water. They'll walk in the water, they'll swim in the water. So that is why their feet is designed as this. So they have got such type of feet. Like how they have got three toes in the front and are joined by the skin called web. So three toes, they have got three toes at the front and have joined by the skin. See here, you can just see the skin. If you see here children, above climbing bird's toes, you are not having skin here for this climbing bird's toes. But if you see for this swimming and aquatic birds, skin is joined to the toes. Okay, why skin has been joined in the sense? So such webbed feet help them to push back water while swimming. So as we said, so they can also swim in the water like duck, swan. So when they swim in water, so it is easy for them to push back the water through their toes. Okay children, to their feet, to their webbed feet to move forward in the water. Clear children? So they have got webbed feet. What type of animals? Like aquatic birds and swimming birds like duck and swan. Okay. Now we'll learn about some other birds like what is they? That wading birds. Wading birds. So birds such as heron and crane have long legs with spread out toes. These help them to walk in shallow water. This is called wading. See children, birds such as heron and crane. See here, this is the picture of the crane here in our slide. How are its legs? So it has got a very long legs, no, and spread out toes. So their toes are spread out. See here, their toes are spread out. So these help them to walk in shallow water. Shallow water in this is a little deep water. So as they also live in water, children, they also walk in water. Because of such type of long legs and spread out toes, they are able to walk in the shallow water, and this is called as wading. So that is why we call these birds like crane and heron as wading birds. Why? Because they can walk in shallow water. Okay, and they have 4 toes, 3 in the front and 1 at the back. Even this particular bird also, they have got 4. So whereas 3 are there in the front and 1 is at the back. Okay, children. So their toes are thin and never get caught in the soft mud. So as there is water, so along with water you will be also having mud in that places where this heron and crane live. Okay, so because of their toes, they like thin toes, as they have got a very thin toes, you can see in the picture, children, here. So they never get caught in the soft mud. So when we walk in the mud, so what happens, we'll feel that our feet is going to stick in the mud and we can't move very easily our feet. No, we feel very heavy to move our feet when our feet is stuck in the mud. But because these crane or heron birds have got very thin feet, they walk very easily in the soft mud. They never get caught in the soft mud. Clear, children? Now we learn about running birds. Running birds in the sense which can run. Ostrich is a runner. It has long and strong legs. It has only 2 toes with cushion pads underneath, which prevents its legs from sinking in the desert sands. Okay, children. So ostrich, it is a runner. No, how are its legs, children? It's a very big bird, ostrich. It has got very long and strong legs. See here, very long and very strong legs. So it has only 2 toes with cushion pads. See, it has got only 2 toes. Here in the picture you can see very carefully. So it has got only 2 toes. And how are the toes, children? With cushion pads underneath. So under the toes you have got a soft substance, like we call it as cushion pads, like cushion. No, why do we use cushion? To have a support. When we sit, we'll have a cushion at the back on our sofa or a bed, no, to have a support to our back. Here also same like that, this ostrich has got cushion pads under its toes. Okay, so what does this cushion pads help it? How does it help it? So it is going to prevent its legs from sinking in the desert sand. So when it runs in the desert area in the sand, so what happens, its toes or legs are not going to sink in the sand. So it becomes very easy for it to run very fast even in the sand. Can we run very fast in the sand, children? We human beings, we cannot run. Okay, so we'll even in muddy water and even this sand areas, we cannot run very fast. But because of this structure of the feet of this particular birds, like wading birds and running birds, because of their legs structure and toes structure, so they are able to walk, run in this muddy and sand areas. Clear, children? Okay, now we'll move on to the next slide, that is how do birds fly? How do birds fly? So we all know that birds fly, no, but we don't know how do they fly. Okay, we'll just learn now here. Birds fly with the help of their wings and strong muscles that attach the wings to their body. So how do they fly, children? With the help of their wings. Are you able to see the wings here in the picture? So these are the wings, and they have got strong muscles that attach the wings to their body. So wings are attached to their body, no? So how are they attached? like with the strong muscles. So you have got strong muscles here. Okay, so these muscles are called flight muscles. Okay, these muscles are called as what? Flight muscles. Flight in the sense to fly. No, because of these muscles, wings are attached to the bird's body and they are able to fly. So that is why these muscles are called as flight muscles. Clear? And these help the birds to move its wings up and down or forward and backward. See children, have you observed? Birds move their wings up and down and also forward and backward, in the sense frontward and backward, front and back. Okay, so because of these muscles they are able to do this, directions. They are able to move the wings in these directions like up, down, front and back. Okay children. And birds have hollow bones. Hollow bones in the sense their bones are empty. It doesn't contain any weight. Because of that they are able to fly light in the air. Okay. The tail of birds help in changing their direction while flying. See children. So with what help they are changing the direction is with the help of their tail. The tail of birds helps in changing their direction while flying. Okay, so boat shaped and light body of the birds help them to cut through the air while flying. See children, how is the body? How, in what shape is the body of the bird? So it has got a boat shaped body. Okay, boat. What is a boat children? Which sails on the water. No. So because of the boat shaped body and the light body, why we are telling it light body? Even though it is having bones, but the bones are empty. They do not contain anything in the bones, so they are empty. So that is why they are light. Okay, because of this boat shaped and light body, so they are able to cut through the air while flying. So they are able to cut, in the sense they are able to change the directions while in the air. Okay children. And a bird flaps its wings to fly. Flap is what? Just like it moves. Okay, a bird flaps its wings to fly. Okay, while flying the wings show two types of movements. Okay, so while flying the wings are going to show two types of movement. What are they? Upstroke and downstroke. Upstroke and downstroke. See, you can see here in the picture. So they have given the directions, like the pictures of the directions when they are in upstroke and even when they are in the downstroke. Okay children. So during upstroke movement the wings move up and back. See here, the wings move up and back. This is upward direction, this is back. Okay, this is upstroke. And downstroke is during this movement the wings move down and forward. See here children, this is downward, downstroke. So the wings are moving down here. Are you able to see here? Clearly you can observe that their wings are down. And again here if you see, they are forward. They are not up, they are forward, towards the front. Towards the front. Okay children. So this is how, so the bird can fly in the air with its upstrokes and downstrokes movements. Clear children? So now when you see a bird flying, try to observe very carefully, if you like, how does the wings move, whether up, down, front or back. Clear children? Yes. Now we learn about the feathers. Feathers cover the body and wings of birds. So what are feathers? They cover the body and wings of birds. Okay. So birds have the following three types of feathers. So again there are three types of feathers children. Like what are they? Body feathers, down feathers and flight feathers. Okay. So feathers. So what are they? They cover the body and the wings, and the feathers are of three types. What are body feathers? Which cover the body of the body, which you can see on the body, which is going to cover the whole body of the bird, is called as body feathers. Down feathers. So these are short and fluffy feathers which keep the bird's body warm. Down feathers, in the sense towards the down side of the bird, under the bird. Okay, downwards of the bird, you can see very short and fluffy feathers. Very short and fluffy feathers. Why do they have these short and fluffy feathers, children? So that they remain warm. In the sense, their body must remain in warm condition to get the warmness to the bird's body. So the down feathers are situated very short and fluffy. Okay. Now flight feathers. Flight in the sense, children, as we said before, like fly. No. So these are large feathers found mostly on the wings and tails of a bird. So why? Because we call them flight feathers, because these feathers help the bird to fly. And where are they? So they are mostly on the wings and the tail of the bird, because the bird flies with the help of the wings and tail. No, so that is why we call these as flight feathers. And how are they? They are very large. They are large and are situated on the wings and tail, and they help the birds to fly. Some birds like ostrich and emu do not have hollow bones. So these birds cannot fly and hence are called flightless birds. So children, most of the birds, they fly in air, but some birds like ostrich, that is the running bird, we called ostrich as a running bird, no? And emu, they do not have hollow bones. They do not have hollow bones, in the sense their bones are not light. So they are very heavy. So that is why they cannot fly. Because of that, they cannot fly, and they are called as flightless birds. Flightless in the sense which are not able to fly. Clear, children? So this is about the feathers of the birds. Okay, now we'll just revise and recall like what we have learnt. We'll do this through the help of true or false statements. Okay, children? The class of perching birds are called talons. Children, is this the first statement true? The class of perching birds are called talons. Is it true? No, this is false. The class of praying birds are called talons. No, praying bird, for example, vulture, owl, eagle. So they have got these talons. Okay. And now the second one, a woodpecker has 2 toes in the front and 2 toes at the back. What is a woodpecker, children? What type of bird it is? Where it can climb and where it makes holes in the tree trunk and eat the insects from that hole? No. So because this lives mostly on the tree and eat the insects from the wood. So this woodpecker has got 2 toes in the front and 2 toes at the back to hold the branches very firmly. Clear, children? So that is why this statement is true. Now the third one, wading birds have webbed feet. Wading birds. What are wading birds? For example, crane and heron. No, what do? They walk in the water. No, but webbed feet is why, children? To swim in the water. And what type of animals, birds like duck, swan? No. So that is why this statement is false. So wading birds do not have webbed feet. Aquatic or swimming birds have webbed feet. Clear, children? Now the fourth one, a bird's tail helps to change direction while flying. A bird's tail helps to change direction while flying. Is it true? Does the tail help the bird to change the direction of the bird when it is flying? So we have learnt about some up and back, front and back directions. Yes, it is true. The bird's tail is going to help the bird to change the direction while it is flying. Clear, children? Now we learn, where do birds live? where do birds live? Okay, so the place where birds live with their young ones is called a nest. Nest, I hope everyone are very familiar with the nest. No, have you seen children as in the picture here? So this is a nest. Have you seen sometimes in your daily life some on the trees, no, in the bushes where birds make nest? Even sometimes in our corners of our houses also you can see nets. No, so birds, they live in nests. Okay, and the place where birds live with their young ones, so they make their nest for their young ones. They lay the eggs in the nest, and that eggs are going to be hatched, and young ones have take birth in the nest. Okay, children. Birds use grass, straw, dry leaves, twigs, pieces of cloth, paper, threads, all these, like whatever it find and whatever we feel it is waste. Okay, so all these, so it is going to gather, it will take one piece, and then it is going to join everything and build a very beautiful nest for its young ones. Okay, children. And birds use their nest to lay and hatch eggs. As I said, why do they build the nest, children? To lay the eggs and hatch eggs. Okay, so to produce their young ones. Nets also help the birds to protect their eggs and young ones from bad weather and enemies. So as they lay eggs and no, as they lay eggs in the nest, and the nest is, see how it is, like it is very bushy. So this nest is going to protect the eggs and the young ones from the bad weather. Bad weather in the sense, sometimes you may have rains, sometimes it is very cold, sometimes it is very hot. So from this type of bad weather, this nest is protecting the eggs and also the young ones. Not only from the weather, children, even from the enemies also. How enemies? Like because they are on the trees, so this nest is on the tree. Sometimes what will happen, other animals or insects or birds, sometimes they also try to eat this eggs and the young ones. No, so if they are open, if they are very freely living on the tree, so they can see them and they can eat them. But because of the nest, what happens, so they are covered, they are hiding, no, they are just like hiding in the particular place. So that is why even they are protected from the enemies. And birds may build their nests at various places, such as on bushes and trees, on roofs of houses, and even on the ground. So as we said before, children, birds may build their nests at various places, so many places. So not only on trees, even on bushes and on roofs of houses. Roofs of houses in the sense, like in the construction of houses, even on the ground also. So we can see the nets which are built by the birds. And the tailor bird uses its beak as a needle to sew leaves together using wool and thread. Hence, it is known as tailor bird. See children, how marvelous this is. That is the tailor bird. So usually what a tailor do? Suppose if we want to stitch our clothes, any particular cloth, if we want to stitch it as our dress, shirt, frock, whatever it may be, what we will do? We'll go to a tailor. No. So what does he do? He'll just take the cloth, cut it into pieces, join it according to our desire, in the sense as we want the frock or the shirt to be, and then stitch it with the thread through the help of the machine. Now here also this bird, which bird? Tailor bird. See here children in the picture, this bird, it uses its beak as its needle to sew leaves together using wool and thread. See, it is going to gather leaves, all dry leaves, it gathers one by one, and it also gather wool and thread. Okay, and it is going to sew these leaves as a nest using its beak. See how wonderful is this, children? So that is why it is called as Tyler bird, because it is going to stitch its nest with the leaves and using wool and thread. No, so that is why it is called as a Tyler bird. Clear, children? It chooses broad leaves and stuffs from with soft materials to make the nest cozy. So it chooses broad leaves, see here, and stuffs them with soft material to make the nest cozy. Cozy in the sense like very dark, it's not like very thick, no, where light cannot be processed. So it's very cozy, very comfortable, very dark, which gives very warm feeling. Okay, so it is going to take broad leaves, no, and even it stuffs them, and it's going to fill that with the soft material. So whatever waste material is there outside, it is going to pick all that waste material like grass, pieces of cloth, paper, and all that threads and all that, and it is going to stuff this material to the broad leaves and make the nest very comfortable, very close, like cozy. So where a thick nest you can see, where light also cannot pass very easily. So it is stitching its nest by its beak. Okay, children. So this is how the Tyler bird make its nest. So hope you have understood. So I am going to conclude here. So we will be continuing in tomorrow's session. So until then, take care and goodbye. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.